welcome back to the channel. It's Stasia Bliss. We are talking about the tarot archetypes. It's been a minute. I think it's been 10 days since our last one, and I apologize for that. So much going on. I hope that you're catching your weekly reading, and I'm trying to get back to getting some videos out after that. I've been having some phone storage issues, so I just got a brand new phone, getting the high-speed internet hooked up, and I should be able to pop things out a little bit quicker. Before we get started, I wanted to do a little shout out for an amazing crystal, an amazing crystal sales place. If you go to Midnight Fluorite on Instagram, they have Midnight Fluorite Live, and they do specialize in UV reactive stones, which this has volcanic stone in there from Montana, featured on Midnight Fluorite. I think you can go there even today if you're watching. He's doing shows regularly, and if you stay tuned to the end of this video, I will take this in the dark and show you with the black light how freaking cool this stone is. And there's a limited supply of it, so if you're interested, when you check it out, you go to his IG Live and you can get some of your very own. He also specializes in palm stones. Super cool. Okay, today we're talking about the Judgment card, guys. Last Judgment. In the original Rider-Waite, there is images of people coming out of graves, being trumpeted by the angel Gabriel, and mountains in the background having triumphed over the challenges of life. And when you reach this stage in the awakening process, I mean, this really is like the spiritual awakening. Like, you've been going through all this stuff, you've been having the Kundalini coming up and down, purifying the centers, giving you different challenges, you know, crashing your old reality down, and, you know, asking you to find yourself, reconnect with your destiny and all of that. And then we get to the Judgment card. And this really is like the resurrection. This is the renewal. This is, unlike with the Justice card on a very logical level where things are getting balanced out, this is like on a spiritual level. This is life force energy penetrating the third eye. This is you seeing your life from a new vantage point and getting kind of like a renewal energy. Not kind of like a renewal energy, renewing the self. Maybe it's making a completely new decision based on now your new spiritual understanding, based on authenticity and love and heart. If you're getting this like in a relationship reading, the Judgment card would indicate it's kind of like a make or break moment, right? Is this relationship going to be renewed and go to the next level, or has it reached its expiration date, right? If you're getting this like in a health reading, it's like getting the diagnosis, getting the clarity of what is going on so that you can go to the next level, right? If you have this as your archetype, you are like constantly renewing yourself. You are one of those people that sees the benefits and the importance of a spiritual perspective, of taking that higher vantage point and looking at your life from this place of, you know, calling back old places. I look at this card as like an integration. So integration has been a buzzword for me for many years now. And really, the word is talking about, if you haven't watched a lot of my videos, like integration is, you know, people who say one thing and do another. They're not in alignment. They may have learned an idea or a spiritual understanding, or they may have learned something, but they have yet to fully embody it, right? Embody it in that you're acting from that place, that your physical actions are matching your spiritual awareness. That is a place of integrated consciousness, right? Your consciousness is integrated into your physical form. So the Judgment archetype is about integration. It is having learned these lessons and now being able to step into your power fully with spiritual understanding and bring it through your physical vessel. And that's really the whole reason for this channel, is to support you in being able to live an integrated life. because it's all nice and everything to have spiritual insights and spiritual understandings and have your Kundalini awakening, but then to go on living the old way, to keep living from old patterns and old cycles and being disempowered even when you know a higher truth is kind of a bummer, and it's a bummer to the people around you because it can begin to feel very hypocritical. So this archetype comes at an integration time, or to say integration is necessary, or it's in progress now. So everything you've learned and all the work that you have been doing through the moon archetype, where you're doing shadow, or you're looking in the unconscious, the devil card where you're doing shadow work, or you're looking in the shadow self, all these different archetypes that precede the Judgment card in the tarot journey of the hero's journey. Remember, they don't have to be sequential, but you can see how you progress through these various stages to get to a place where now you are a spiritual being embodied, and that's where the God self really begins to manifest. That's where a higher level of consciousness is anchored in the physical reality, and now you're aligned. Like, you're speaking your truth and you're living your truth. Someone hears you speak and they watch you act, and they're one and the same. That's this archetype of Last Judgment, or the Judgment card. It's like the trumpet being blown to the angel, do, like it's time. In the original tarot series, like I said, they're being called forth from their graves. And in this traditional idea, in some religious perspectives of Resurrection Day, like in the church that I grew up in, Resurrection Day is like, okay, you may have died physically, but spiritually you're not dead. And at a certain point, those two pieces of yourself, physical and spiritual, get to be brought back together. And that makes you eligible for a celestial realm, so to speak. And this is in other teachings too. When I studied with Almin, this is also something, it was like, okay, you need both physical and spiritual, according to the alchemical teachings, to have both parts. Right? It's not about getting away from the body and just returning to spirit, where in many traditions, it's like, even in some of the yogic and Buddhist traditions, you're meditating and you're like trying to transcend and be liberated from the body. And for a while, I kind of had like a little bit of a struggle with some of the alchemical teachings and wisdoms that I was learning, and the yogic path, because a lot of the yogic path was focusing on, it's end all be all is nirvana or moksha or liberation, which that tradition has always been like leaving the body. Judgment card is speaking about the more alchemical teaching, or this resurrection idea where you actually need your body to be in the most integrated place. That your body, your physical body, is part of the equation of a whole human, a God human, a divine human. So you might just be a human in physical, and then you might have a spiritual understanding, but if those things don't line up, then your actions in the world are not going to be in alignment and are probably not going to hit people the right way. It's one thing if you're just a crappy person and you don't really have a spiritual understanding. That's, okay, we understand you don't have a higher understanding, you're living what you know. But when you begin to understand higher principles and then you're still being a crappy person, this is an unintegrated consciousness. This is a consciousness that needs to embody this archetype. And so this archetype is an integration of physical embodiment practices, and not just practices like you're going to do some exercises, but practices as in your every move in reality is in alignment with what you know to be true on a spiritual level. So if your spiritual understanding is, you should have a clean, clear vessel to be, a body where God can dwell, a temple of God, right? But then you go eat a bunch of junk food all the time. That's not integrated. So that feels hypocritical. That's where this card might be upside down in a reading. Like, you know, you're getting the information, right? You're getting pushed toward it. You're just not clicking. You're not getting it right. So I don't know why I thought this would be a nice example, because this has like a secret feature. This is both a really cool stone. It's got like some agate and some quartz and so forth in the light, right? But in the darkness, it's also so cool. So it has like a day and night equal coolness. I don't know if you're following with me on that, but we're just about to go and check out the UV principle here. But I just wanted to summarize, because I like to do these tarot videos in conjunction with the Kundalini and the awakening process of humans. So we go through phases of life force penetrating each vital center, and those in turn give us experiences in the world to work out our karma and work out our stuff. Excuse me. And so when we get the opportunity for that stuff to come up through triggers or through like difficult situations, it's how we handle it. Are we acting responsibly? Do we own our wounds? Do we own our traumas? And are we able to get the higher frequency, if you will, the higher understanding? Are we able to get the lesson? Are we able to see the treasure? I talk about this in all my videos in various forms. So if you've missed out on some of that, I hope you'll go back and check it out. But in the chakra itself, you have positive and negative charge. So you have Ida, the negative charge, the lunar force, is shown and depicted as a blue line, a blue nadi in the imagery that you see of the chakras. And then you have Pingala, which is the positive charge, the red nadi, the solar force. These are opposing charges. Okay, and in the chakra, that means you have both experiences to bring together, to alchemize, if you will. So in the first chakra, just for an example, and I go through all of these in different videos, but let's just talk about the first chakra for a moment. First chakra is about safety, security, trusting life. It's home, it's our grounding, it's a universe. So a negative experience of first chakra is going to be like, I don't have money, I don't have a home, I'm not safe, I feel threatened. And then a positive experience is going to be like, I trust the universe, I am home wherever I am safe and secure in my body. And it's not like we just go from this one to this one and transcend. This is part of the equation too. The negative is part of the equation. So the integration is, I see the value in this. I understand what this is teaching me, what it's teaching me to be without a home, without money. Like, I'm learning to value life in a different way. I'm learning to see that home is actually within. It's not just a structure. I'm learning to see abundance everywhere, not just in my bank account. As we integrate, as we understand, do the shadow work, as we mine the treasures of that negative polarity, that negative charge, then that positive charge can really show itself. And then we don't just polarize. We don't just go to the other one. We actually hold both simultaneously. We integrate. We retain the lessons and the value of the negative charge within the positive charge. That's the Judgment card. That's the hallelujah moment of the dun 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 dun. Like, you did it, you passed the test. Now Spirit gets to bless you with money and with a house, but you retain the humility and the gratitude and the groundedness, the security in yourself that no matter if you have nothing, you have everything. So there's a Judgment card in every level of our awakening process, all the way to the crown of the head, where we feel cut off from Spirit and where we feel connected. And the Judgment card is that cut offness drove me into a place where I connected within, drove me into a place where I got to like navigate my inner depths and discover what oneness really is, that I became one and whole in myself. Okay, we're gonna go to the UV light. See you in a sec. Okay, are you ready for this? Check this out. What? So cool. So beautiful. Check it out on Midnight Fluorite live on Instagram. Wasn't that so cool? Okay, remember, if you want to get some of this, go to Midnight Fluorite live on Instagram. Check out his lives. Go to the channel. Ask about this lava stone. There's few left of those, but there's also some other great UV reactive stones and other cool crystals on there. So check it out, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Please make sure you check out all the other content, and we'll see you next time. Much love and namaste.